What's good, everybody? Today we're talking about why I might be done with PlayStation after this generation. Currently in my hand, I have a PS5 Slim. It's my second PS5 that I've ever owned. I had the first fat one when it first came out. There wasn't really any games on it, and I knew the price was going to drop on those, so I went ahead and sold it. I got me a PC. I did play PC all through COVID, and then I sold my PCs, and now I bought a PS5 Slim a couple months ago just to go back and see if I truly did the right thing. But there's a lot of what I want to talk about because even going to PC for a little bit for 2 years, it kind of changed my experience on gaming a lot, to be honest with you. And we're going to talk about that right now. The first thing I want to start off with is the games. I think what makes a console what makes a console is exclusive games. You know what I mean? From when it comes to God of War, Spider Man, what else? Infamous, like games like that aren't on PC. That makes you a console experience. But I've noticed since the PS4 days, even PS5 now, there hasn't really been any games yet. And I thought the PS4 games were just there wasn't enough of them. You know what I mean? And just to come to PS5 and the situation being worse. PS4 that does have one of my favorite games. I do like the Order 1886. I loved Infamous. I didn't really care about Spider-Man. I thought God of War 2018 was pretty good. I know some other games I can't really think of. I did like Rise of the Tomb Raider, even though it wasn't exclusive. I think that was a good game for that generation. And then on top of that, right now, I just hate the fact we're keeping these remasters on remasters instead of getting new games. And I know there's new games coming out, but not every single game coming out from Sony is gonna be one I want. I miss when Sony exclusives have variety. Even though I didn't want to pick up that game, I can still go find another game I want. You know what I mean? I just feel like we're at the point now where it's like, this is what we got. This is what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? So, and another thing is the remasters. The Last of Us, even though I haven't played it yet, I wanted to wait to get a PC to play it first. I think the PC experience is probably gonna be the best way to play it. The Last of Us has been remastered 3 times: PS3, PS4, and PS5. You know what I mean? And just it's crazy to remaster the same game 3 times. You could put those resources somewhere else. And we just heard Horizon Zero Dawn getting remastered again, which I think that game is perfectly fine. Plays 4K 60 on the PS5. And I don't really like the new lighting they put in the new Horizon. I did play them on PS5. It does look great, but I almost feel like it doesn't have any character. I feel like the older colors and the older design have more characters. It just shows. I don't know. To me, I don't care for that remaster. And Days Gone, I heard is probably going to get a remaster too. That's the game I'm still playing right now. I'm waiting to actually get the PC to play on that again. Probably a Steam Deck. I'm gonna see how that runs on Steam Deck and probably play it on there. But let's go ahead and go to the next conversation or next point I want to talk about is a PS5 controller itself. I'm someone who has I was probably a little bit larger than normal hand size, and I just feel like that controller does not fit my hand well at all. I feel like my thumb placement is always like away from where the right stick is, and I have a bad hand. Back when I used to play basketball, you can see my wrist is like sticking up right there, right there. So every time I turn it, I feel it, and every time I move my right thumb, I don't know if you guys see it, it moves right there. So I don't want to say my hand is messed up, but it's kind of tweaked. And other controllers like the PS4 or even the Xbox controller, my right thumb is automatically on the right stick. So all I gotta do is just move it. You know what I mean? It's not like I gotta reach over and then move it as well. I feel like it's an extra strain to my hand. I know a lot of people who don't really have any hand injuries say they get hand strains in the right hands and all that, but I feel like the PS5 controller was a step back from the PS4 controller. And then on top of that, I think the PS4 controller fit my hand perfect. It was a perfect size. The hand placement was perfect. And I know you can still use a PS4 controller on the PS5, but it's only for PS4 games. I see no reason to not allow you to use PS4 controllers, for PS5 games. It makes no sense to me. Um, yeah, because the PS4 and PS5 controller is basically the same exact thing. PS5 you just get the adaptive triggers. That's something I turn off for a lot of games on 2K. I turn that off because I don't like the little rumbling. And then even on, I know when I play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart with the adaptive triggers, you hold it halfway and it's like a single shot for I think it's the main gun. You hold it down all the way and it's like almost like an automatic shot like that. But the little features I don't really care for. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's go on and go to the next topic. I just wish Sony would just let us use PS4 controllers for PS5 games, especially if I get a PC. I download the Ghost of Tsushima. I download God of War Ragnarok. I can play those games at the highest settings, like on like the PS5 version basically, and use a PS4 controller on there. So I feel like it's another reason how the PlayStation experience could be a little bit better on a non-PlayStation hardware. Next topic is the graphics. I don't see nothing wrong with the graphics on the PS5. I actually think they're pretty good. I really don't see nothing wrong with the graphics on the PS4. I basically look at this as a PS4 Pro, even though it's a PS5, because I thought the graphics like Infamous and Order 1886, like games like that, Rise of the Tomb Raider, had really good graphics on PS4. I still go back and play those on PS4 and it still look good. But I do like how the PS5s gives you that extra frame rate. I can play those games at 4K 60 on my TV. But yeah, but I don't know. That's why when it comes to graphic wise, I just wish more developers push for more higher frame rates over the looks of the graphics. But I think the graphics on the PS5 are great, and I think that even though PC's a whole nother level, I think for what this offers, $400, this is the price of a graphics card for a PC, and I think it's perfect. But next thing I want to talk about is the widescreen support. That's one thing I did fall in love with on the PC, is playing with a wide screen. It's just a whole nother level of immersion. If you have a good speaker system or good headphones and you play with a widescreen monitor and everything's around you, especially for story mode games, like PlayStation games, story mode games, it's a whole nother level of immersion. And I feel like that's something that Sony should have put in their consoles or support in their consoles, especially with dropping the PS5 Pro. I feel like those are pro features that they could market as pro features, you know what I mean? But I still don't know why widescreen support is not supported in PlayStation. What else I want to talk about the graphics? Yeah, that's about it really. But let's get on to the next one. It's PlayStation Plus. I've been using PlayStation Plus since the PS3 days. How do I say this? Back in the day, I used to use PlayStation Plus because I feel like it was a better deal. I think it used to be like $30 or $40 a month, and they give you 2 free like quality games, a year, not a year, but a month. And then PS4, they made it mandatory to play online, and then the quality of the games kind of went down a little bit. And now on PS5 with PlayStation Plus, I say it's kind of worth it. The quality of the games are there. They let you play the PS2 classics on there and let you stream PS3 games. But I don't know. I feel like making that mandatory basically just to play your games online is just silly to me, especially for me, someone who kind of just buys one game at a time, and then I don't really how do I say it? I buy one game at a time and I don't play online no more. So it's almost kind of losing its value to me. I'm thinking about, well, I'm probably going to cancel it after I probably sell this, but it makes no sense to me. And on top of that, I don't like how this is going to lead into another conversation, but I don't like how they're pushing all those PS2 classics and the PS3 streaming through PlayStation Plus. I really just want native backwards compatibility. I have those same games sitting in the disc in my closet back there. Those PS2 games, PS3 games, and they trying to push it behind a paywall of either $15 or $18 a month or $80 or $90 a year, which I think is just silly to me. 'Cause I could get those same games on my PC, pay $5 for them. Games that came out in like 2010, 2009, 06, like Lego Batman. I go play Lego Batman on my PC and still play it at 4K. You know what I mean? But I think it's silly not having backwards compatibility on these consoles at all. Even though they're backwards compatible with PS4 games, at this point in time, they should be backwards compatible with PS2 and PS3 games. Especially the way Xbox went with their method that you could play older Xbox games on their Xbox One, Xbox Series X consoles. And what's next? I don't know. I feel like Sony's been lacking in the software. I mean, I already spoke on this with the games, but even when I bought the PS Vita, I think I was only in middle school when I bought the Vita. And back then, I was too young to have a job, so I was doing cans and bottles, collecting them, trying to do people's lawns, just seeing any work I could do to get money to buy it. And when I bought it, and then I realized there's no games coming out for it, and Sony kind of just dropped it. I felt like I was burned, and then I didn't really feel burned with the PS4. 'Cause I did play it a lot. There's some games on there I did love, but I do feel like I've been burned with this. There hasn't really been any, say, quality games, well, multiple quality games coming out that aren't on other consoles. Yeah, I can't really, because basically all the games I like to play are on other consoles now, so I don't really see the point of buying this hardware if I get the software somewhere else, or they're not putting any software on this that's different from other devices. And that's another thing I want to talk about, which I did hint at earlier, is the better PlayStation experience on non-PlayStation devices. Um, People playing games like Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man on a little portable device, almost the size of my phone, and Sony not have any type of competition to that. You know what I mean? And I know they have that little PlayStation Port. I don't know what it's called, little streaming device they have. I do the same streaming stuff from my phone. And I'm not a fan of streaming. It's choppy. I like smooth gameplay. You know what I mean? I don't want to make sure, oh, my Wi-Fi is perfect. No, I just want to play my game. And it's crazy how PlayStation did not release any portable devices right now for this series. I mean, we see how Steam Deck is taking over, ROG Ally. They're selling a bunch of devices, and those prices are coming down. I remember when those devices first came out, they're around $1,000 mark. You go buy them used and refurbished now for almost $300 to let you play the same games. Spider-Man, what else? Days Gone on the go. I know the quality is not the same, but for me, I'm not really big on graphics like that. I mean, if you're looking at small screens, 720p is just fine. I feel like Sony's kind of losing their step a little bit. 'Cause I always feel like they're almost always leading the industry, but I feel like they're kind of falling off now. What else? Let's talk about the PSN 2 situation. I know they try to push out the Helldivers people, the community, and I know when God of War Ragnarok came out, they pushed the PSN on them as well. And I know PC players looking at it as a bad thing, but I think it also hurts Sony as well. Just because those are features that you only get on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? Being the ability to add friends, collect your trophies, that's a console feature. That I feel like should be. If I own Sony, that's what I kept on the console. 'Cause a lot of people, I don't know. At that point, you're kind of killing the reason to own a console. I know a lot of people who buy consoles just to collect the trophies. They won't switch to another console just because their trophies, they will lose their trophies. You know what I mean? But when you're giving people the ability to collect trophies, add friends, I don't know if they can do party chat yet, all on the PC without even owning a PlayStation account, you kind of killing the reason for owning a PlayStation at that point, or killing the reason to own a Sony console. Another thing I want to talk about is the PSN. I know PSN had a big deal in getting hacked back in the day. We got those 2 free games. I think it was only in elementary school when that stuff happened. But I've been noticing PSN drops a lot now. It's not during the day. It's like randomly at night sometimes, like 10 o'clock at night, get off work. I want to play a quick game of My Career for like 20 minutes and go to bed. I hop on. I notice I'm connected to the internet. I'm like, okay, let me hop in My Career. I can't play my game. It says something went wrong. And I realize I'm not connected to PlayStation Network. So even when I know a lot of people who buy digital games or digital products, you kind of have to have like that network key to play your games. And that's another thing I want to talk about too, is I bought some digital games back on the PS4 and PS3. And especially my PS3, I'm getting errors now saying about some verification, or we're unable to verify this game or whatever, for games that I bought on PS3. Which I don't, that's why I stopped kind of buying those digital games on console. I'm not really scared for digital games on PC because you can always, hack them to get them to work. But for consoles, the network will go down at any time. You can lose your games. Even for story mode games, being blocked from playing My Career just because it relies on PlayStation Network is kind of crazy to me. And it kind of killed my mood for the night. And I'm at the point where, like, I don't know. If I'm not playing online no more, and I just want to play story mode games, I might as well just go to get the best experience, which is the PC, to be honest. But yeah, I've been a Sony person my whole life. I had the PS2, PS3, PS4. I had a PSP, PS Vita, the fat PS5, and now I got the PS5 Slim. And I'm thinking I'm reaching that climax with Sony. The controls, I don't like their controller. And I feel like they're truly not reaching the potential of this PS5. I mean, just look at this, man. It's a nice size, plays 4K games, 1440p. I just feel like they're not reaching their potential. The software is not there for it game wise. And if I go get a PC, I go play games from the 360 era, PS4 era, all on one device. My pet peeve is wanting to play those old PS3 games and having to pull out the PS3 for that and trying to find a controller. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It makes it hard. I'm somebody who wants to. I'm a very minimal person. I like having one device and one device only, really. And so that's something I've been thinking about lately too. But I've been looking at them Steam Decks. I might just jump to the Steam Deck for a little bit, take it with me on the go. I'm someone who's been traveling a lot lately, so I don't even have time to sit down and play games. I have stuff that I handle at home. But if I'm in the airport or riding to work or in the Uber going somewhere, I can always play on the little Steam Decks. But if you guys feel the same way, let me know. I just want to start this conversation. I know I might just hold on to this PS5, but I know PS6 comes out in 2-3 more years, and there's nothing on this PS5 that's really that down the years from now. I was like, I want to go back and play a game on that device. There's nothing for me on this device. I'll hold on to the PS4, but the PS5, I think I'm gonna end up selling down the road. So yeah, if you guys want to buy it off me for the low, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.